Hello, future hybrid here. This is the hybrid that's way after this video was recorded. I will apologise for this video. I was recording this video over the course of a couple of days, and unfortunately those couple of days is when I was not very well. So during this video you get like me when I'm kind of healthy, to the point of me going, please somebody shoot me, because I'm pretty much sick. So I do apologise for that. This video is a bit jumpy because of just how many processes there were and bits and pieces I did within it. But please, I'm not asking for sympathy. I'm just asking for the fact that just bear with me on this one. This took a lot of my time and effort, and I've listened through the whole video and I don't sound well at all. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this video. That's all I can really say. Have fun. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 25. In the grand scheme of my... I got a new house, by the way. It's so cool. I actually have a door to open now. It's brilliant. And I've got myself my little wood yard. So I redid my sawmill, brought it up to standard, planted 10 trees, got myself a proper woodshed now. So this is like, it actually opens doors. So cool. Look, and then I can put stuff in here and it's awesome. Now, I probably could put the trees in there as well, but can't bother right now. We turned half the field into just grass because at the end of the day, it's just like the rutland at the end of it. Doesn't really matter. Got myself a plough for about 4-5 grand, I think it was. Can't remember how much I actually paid, but you can tell it's a knackered old one where the paint's already chipped off and it's already been well used. And that's all good. Built myself a little barn, got myself some fuel, got myself a workstation, so now all the work can be done undercover instead of just out in the daylight. And I have got to build another barn at some point. Now I have got my wheat factory, so this is going to take my wheat and put it into flour, which is good. And I actually want to put the bakery kind of here. I've only got £178,000, so I'm kind of like, yeah, we'll get it by the end of the year. Now, the only downside I've got now is if I click on this map and I click here, I've now got to plough all of this field and turn it into one big field and see where my actual land is. And then whatever is in my land, then I'm going to put a fence around it, and just so I know where my border is, basically. Because if I click on 38, as you can see, there's like this extra bit at the top, and if I click on 37, it's the same thing. So what I want to do is I want to make my field as big as I can and still make it look pretty nice. So that's what I've got to do. Apart from that, I'm kind of, yeah, I'm just preparing for this year now, because we're on March 1st. And I've probably got to buy more seed. We've got a couple of months to go until we actually get around to actually replanting. So I've got March, April, May. So I've got enough time to do the field. I've got enough time then to roll it. I've got enough time to cultivate it, de-stone it, and so on and so forth. One thing I was going to buy is a gravel thingy. I'm not sure if that makes any sense. Let me just find one first. So I was going to buy one of these, which is a debris crusher. And I'm going to assume basically what I do is I put like stones into this, and then out the other end comes whatever. So I'm thinking of chucking one of those in here for the de-stoner, which will go there, and then I'm going to assume that the rest of it comes out the back. I don't actually know. I'll figure that out when I'm done. But it just means I've got other things to do now. I've got to basically redo the field, redo this and redo that. So the start of this video, that's what I've got to do. I've got to re-plow, redo everything, make sure the field's good. I've actually got to buy the shed as well that lets me be able to like buy seeds and grain and lime and everything else. So I've got to do that as well, but I want to get that done after I've plowed the field. So this video is going to be a little bit like jumpy and choppy and everything else. Well, that's what I've got to do. There is no point in showing you all this because at the end of the day it takes a long time and I can't be bothered. So I'm going to go off and plough the field now, and then when I'm finished, I'll come back and talk to you. We'll put in the right things we've got to do when it comes to like getting the herbicides, when we've got to get the lime, when we've got to get everything else. We'll get it all lined up, ready to do one massive crop of wheat, and then we can look into buying a bakery. Also, whilst that's happening, these trees will be growing. These should be done by the end of the year, and then we can start producing wood again. But we're in that kind of slump where I'm basically selling stuff and I can't really get anything else until money starts really pouring in. So yeah, we've got to get through one major harvest first. I'll be back in a minute after I've ploughed the field and we've got everything else going. See you in a second. Right, okay, so ploughing took a really long time, and so did de-stoning the whole field as well. Now, what I've also done is I've kind of lined off my field, because when I was ploughing, obviously you create a new field, but when you create a new field you overlap, so I had to kind of give myself a bit of a boundary. So after I did everything, ooh, there's a car there. Right. After I did everything, so all this is now ploughed and de-stoned, ready to be grown on. Now this green like pathway that goes around the outside is literally my boundary for the whole of this land. Now, and the best way to see it is if I go into construction mode and zoom out. So as you can see, this, like, I went around the whole field trying to find my actual boundary. Now these bits here is like where I've turned around and I've ploughed in, and I can't change this now because I don't own this land, even though I've ploughed it and flattened it with a de-stone. Apparently I can't do nothing with it. So yeah, I just had to kind of give myself my actual boundary. What I will probably do is when I've got the money, I will probably put a fence right next to it so I don't overlap at all. It just means it gives me the sort of where I have to actually like stop and then turn around and so on and so forth. So yeah, I'll probably get that done as well. Fences, I think fence costs like a good couple of £1,000. Let me just find a basic fence. I mean, that one's 80 quid. So as you can see, this bit of land is not owned by me. That's not owned by me either. But this bit right here is. So if I want to put a fence in up to this point, that's going to cost me 25 grand. Now on the plus side, that will stop me going over that edge. So I've got enough right area to like turn around and be happy, which I'll probably do there because that's sort of the boundary over that side. And when it comes to this side, again, if I start the fence here, walk it all the way to the end of here, we're gonna have to do this funny thing here, and then we'll go across all the way to here. This is the best way to be doing a fence, actually, like do it from above. I know it's going to cost me a lot, but once it's done, it's done. I don't have to worry about this ever again. Okay, and that's another 19 grand. There we are. So the top bit up here, I'm not really worried about. This is rough land, but the fence now kind of stops me going over the edges, so I don't interrupt with other people's houses and bits and pieces. And that's fine. It just cost me a shed ton of money. But on the plus side, it's done. I now have my boundary ready for like when I get into a combine harvester, when I get into planting stuff. I'm not going to go over the edges, and I don't care what happens to the other side of the fence. It's fine. Now, what I have got over here now is obviously I've got my stoner here. Well, it's a grit maker or something, but basically I get paid for putting stuff into it. Nothing comes out of it. I just get a little bit of money for stones. And I've got my little shed ready for like lime and fertilizer and so on and so forth. So that's all in as well. I got that in the actual shed. So this is like my bit shed that I kind of need for everything on the field. I did see a building to do sawdust. So there's a little building I can get for sawdust. I basically can change it into something else. Not quite sure how it works. I'll figure it out as I go. But apart from that, kind of ready. And as it's March, we're looking at, is it a June or a July grow? Can't remember now. We're looking at July. So I've got a couple of months here to just make sure everything's all good and proper and ready to go. The downside is obviously not earning any money because, you know, reasons. My trees aren't growing fast because they take 20 odd days to grow. Is it 20 or 30? Can't remember. But whenever they're grown properly, I'll stick them in the wood mill. And then obviously we haven't got anything going just yet on the field because we've only just ploughed it. So apart from that, I've got nothing else to really do right now, which means I've just got to zap through a couple of months until I'm ready to actually seed. And until then, kind of yep, barren wasteland. At least it's de-stoned, ploughed and ready to go. All I've got to do now is fertilise it and bring the pH levels up. So we've got to lime it, fertilise it. I think we've got to do that. Let me just check in the actual field. So if we click on here and go to, yeah, as you can see, it needs a little bit of work. pH levels are, we should buy them actually. Purchase soil information, yeah. So that's yellow. On the plus side of being able to purchase the actual information, you kind of see what you're dealing with. So my pH levels are completely fine right now. They're kind of 5.7-ish, around this sort of. So that's not bad. It's definitely all right. Nitrogen. Apparently there's a bit of a problem with the nitrogen levels in this precision farming thing. So I'm taking this with a grain of salt right now. Quite literally almost. Yield, this isn't improved. This wasn't, I don't know why that's not going there. Apparently we're only going to get like 50%. This is because I haven't treated the farm yet, so that's okay. And seed rate is going to be like, they're just going to chuck in like as much as possible, I think. So I'm probably going to be going over like 3 or 4 times with everything. Anyway, I've got a couple of months to go, so that's okay. And what I'll do is I will probably just chuck a load of fertilizer on it to start with, and then we should be okay. And then we'll seed it, and then we'll roll it, and then we'll be all good. So until then, this is just like, as said, this video is going to be a little bit bitty because it's kind of like just getting everything restarted, like we did with the old field where we had to do this, and this. I'm having to do that all in one go right now because this field's massive. And it took me a flipping age to plough it. Now, even though I've got a 4-foot plough, I say 4 foot, no, this is a really big plough, but it doesn't go out too far. So here you go, I'll show you. So when you've got this attached to the back of your tractor, and that's fine, if you can, so where I'm standing is roughly how far it goes out to. So it only does about 4 meters, which sucks, especially when you've got like 20 odd acres to plough. It took me, I think it was about 5 hours. I think I was watching Peaky Blinders at the time. I went through like 5 episodes. It was amazing, but it took us such a long time because it was so slow, and having to get all this done in one go was just ridiculous. So there we go. It's a shame I can't just turn it into one big field. Unless I can, I don't know how to do this. But anyways, so that's the plan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fertilise it, bring it up to as best as I can, and then go from there. Hopefully that'll improve everything, and then when it comes to actually planting, we'll be okay. So I'll get on and do that. I've got to skip through a couple of months, so I've got to fertilise the field first, do that, skip a month, do this and skip a month, and then eventually we'll get around to actually growing something. My next section of this video will probably be just me planting stuff, because that's about it. And then we get to sit around for another entire year waiting for the crop to grow. So yeah, it's kind of really like, at the moment, unfortunately, this is kind of just, the restarting is a pain in the ass. Having to restart the entire process just so because I had to move, it takes just a long time to get everything back and rolling. and that's part of the problem with this. So that's why this video is going to be like, hey, I'm doing this, and then all of a sudden it's 6 months later and I've done that. So I'm going to click my fingers and I'll come and talk to you again in just a second. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to be honest, I need bigger stuff already, and I'm like dreading this bit. So the reason why I'm dreading it is because I've just done the lime process to the field, and I'm going to be honest, that took a really long time. Oh yes, so I'm going to show you from above what this kind of looks like. That's not what I'm looking for. I need to go see if you can see all the tire marks, right? That's all the times I went up and down that field spreading lime just to bring it all into like as good a level as possible. And it, you know, it's going to take time to redo. We're going to be fine, but it'll be okay. Now, it took around 50,000 liters of lime to do the whole field. It took me a long time. It also took me a long time to basically do everything, and the reason why is because the equipment I'm using is built for a smaller field, which does suck. So over my period of time of being here, I'm gonna have to find some bigger equipment. So this thing only does like 3 meter spread, 4 meter spread. Same with this. This does a massive spread. This is like 40 meter spread. It does so much. But I know that these two machines, these are too small for this field. Along with my weeder, that's going to be too small. My roller, probably not too bad now because I did upgrade to this one, which means it's got a wider thing. But my cultivator, even this, I'm like, yeah, okay, we're still going to be able to cultivate the field and everything, but it's not massive when you consider like the size of the field now compared to whatever else I've got. Now, for the record, we bought all this stuff for a smaller field because that's what we needed it for. Now I'm on a larger field, I'm gonna have to invest quite a lot of money into this. And this is part 3 of this video, and I'm already sitting there going, I'm gonna be spending a shed ton more money. So let's go into the discount store now and see what's around. We're going to be looking at a tractor like this. I need a big tractor, and that's fine. I'm probably going to need, let's have a look at this. This is a cultivator, but it's only a 5 meter spread. We need something bigger. So I need something like this to grow crops, but I need something that does that for wheat. That's a cultivator. It's 5.2 meters. Still not big enough. That's a cultivator. That's 6 meters. That would be okay, but it's still going to take a long time. But like, as you can see, we need something a lot bigger and a lot better than what we have now. So this means tractor needs to be upgraded because I'm running like it's a big tractor, but it's not as big as I kind of need it. So that's fine. This little tractor is actually good. This is what I need for like moving things around. So I'm okay with the little one, but the big one I need to change into a bigger tractor. That trailer is only for 20, I think it's 25 liters, which is fine, but there are trailers out there that can do like 50 liters. So I need to find a trailer that does a lot more in its whole thing. Obviously this isn't a trailer. I'm looking at a trailer this big, but they can transport like stuff instead of animals. But yeah, this is kind of where I'm up to now. I'm up to a point where everything I own is a little bit too small. I mean, my harvester's about the right size, that's okay, but everything else is a bit small. And it's ideal for a small field, for a small farm, but not for a big farm. So equipment will have to change. Until then, it's just going to take me a long time to do stuff. To put it into perspective, just to do the field, like to get it plowed, to get it turned over, to get it limed and fertilized, it has taken, I mean, I did it over the course of 2 days. So let's say I did like 4 or 5 hours a day doing stuff like that. It takes a long time because it's big and the drag is really slow. Running a plow took blinking ages because you're doing the whole field at like 3-4 miles an hour, maybe. Liming wasn't too bad. It was just the amount of times I had to stop. That thing can only hold 5 liters. Now I had to do 55 liters, which means I had to stop 11 times just to do the whole field. So we definitely need bigger stuff. That's one of the big things. Now I'm okay for the next few months. I actually don't have anything really left to do, so I'm just gonna be skipping time. And the next thing we're going to be doing is planting. And this is my planter, as it's only got like a couple of meters radius. I think it's, let's say it's 4 meters. Okay, 4 meters. My field is like stupid acreage now. You know, it's going to take a really long time and a lot of seed. So I'm going to be coming back here a lot of time. And I've only got 30 grand left. Now, that's not good. Having only £30,000 left, and then I'm probably going to have to buy a load of seed. Let's have a look at how much seed's going to cost me. Seed is going to cost me, if I did 10,000 litres, it's going to cost me 10 grand. I might need more than that. And if I need more than that, then I'm screwing myself over a lot. I'm hoping that my trees are gonna be grown at some point so I can start chopping them down and making some money from it, because if not, I'm basically doomed. Well, I mean, I'm not doomed as per se. What I mean is I can only do X amount of size on the field before I can't do anything else, and we just have to build up and build up and build up again. And that's where I stand. And that's where it is. Now I know that as soon as I've done the field and everything comes through and I've planted it and I actually make money from it and the trees start coming in and we start making money from that as well, then we're in a good place. But with 30 grand left, I'm like, okay, so which bits of equipment am I not going to be using for a little bit? Because, well, we probably don't need them. First thing that's going to go is this tractor, because this one here, yeah, I only need it for little things. But I can still use the little 6-wheeler for now, so the tractor will probably go before anything else. We'll see how things go, but at the moment it's looking a little bit desperate. Anyways, I'll get back to you in a bit. What I need to do is I need to rush through a couple of months, need to plant my crop, go from there, and hopefully get it all done for a massive harvest next year. And then we can look into an actual bakery, because that's kind of where we're up to. Anyways, I'll see you in a couple of months. For you, it's a click of the fingers. For me, it's sitting here watching things grow. See you in a second. Okay, we find ourselves in October 1st. After obviously speeding through a couple of months and doing bits to pieces, my crop is now growing. Oh yes, we now have wheat on the field, and when I say this took a long time, I'm not even exaggerating. This took a stupid amount of time. Now, what I don't know is if there's any weeds on this field, because I haven't actually looked. I've just woken up and I'm like, I've got dirt in my eyes and everything else, and I'm like, nope, done, don't care, whatever. So we're just kind of having a look through everything right now. We should be okay. Seed rate, we had to put loads of seed in here, right? We're trying. Not quite sure why I don't get the readout for this side either, but you know what? This is the reason why I had to do like a lot of like seed in one area. I think it was like 400% I was dropping, and I'm hoping it actually comes out at like enough. I'm expecting my yield at 71%, which isn't great. I don't understand the precision farming, so if anybody knows, let me know. But this seems to be a bug. I've been reading up on the actual discussion page. I turned the pH levels on this to like 140. And then all of a sudden it still went orange. I'm going to assume the bug is still in the game, so I'm not even worried about it. My pH levels are completely fine. We should be okay there. And soil type, it's just not it's not great. So, but we'll be okay, because at the end of the day, we've got a whole field full. Now, to put this into perspective, with my current equipment, so remember I was saying I probably need a bigger tractor and a bigger bits and pieces, this, that and the other. Yeah, this took me 5 hours to do all my stuff to it. 5 hours to plow it. Oh no, plowing it took 5 hours on its own, right? Because my plow is only 4 meters and my tractor only does like 4 miles an hour whilst pulling it. When I did the lime, which is this one, that took me 50,000 litres of lime to do that. So 50,000 litres of lime to do the whole field, and then I went over it with fertilizer later on as well. The seeding, because of how wide this is not, it took me, I think that was about 2.5 hours, 3 hours maybe. Yeah, no, it was 2.5 hours to seed the whole field. And then to do it's just been such a long drag of things to do. That's just unfortunate, just how things are. So what I need to do now is I need to plant 10 more trees, because my trees finally got to a point of being fully matured. So hence why I chopped those 3 down are in supply. Right, I think I have 10. So we've actually started chopping wood as well, which means we're going to start making money, and I need a lot of it. It actually just, what? How do I not have trees? I literally just stood there and clicked the button. Right, let me just click the button again. Right. Right, we are full. We have 10. Right, let me just plant 10 trees again. And this is what I do. I do it in groups of 10 because it's just worth it. At the end of the day, it doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of effort, and 10 trees is manageable at the moment, you know. And this bit of field, like, I'm actually gonna be putting bushes across the hedgeway because I want my land enclosed. I need it to know it's mine. Get off my land, basically. Okay. I think we're done for another bit. All is good. Right. Okay, so as you can see, my plow is absolutely filthy. I do need to wash it down again. I gotta wash quite a lot of stuff. I just don't have a washer. It's one thing I didn't buy, and I've only got 24 grand left. But I could buy a washer now because we've got to a point where we are producing stuff now. Look, I got my first pallet of wood. Yay! So this is now producing wood. This is now going to start ticking me over with cash, and when we start going up in the world, that's when we're going to start earning a lot more money, and that's when we're going to start actually like bringing in the bigger equipment. Because like I said, this tractor has been awesome to me, but I do need a better one, and I do need a bigger one. And in the shop right now is what I would say is the one that I kind of really want, because it could pull anything. This one, the absolute monster. How cool is this? So this is kind of what I'm looking for. 458 brake horsepower, because it's an absolute beast. And I mean, it won't take too much power to, like, you know, oh no, we've got to pull a plow, oh dear, and it'll just walk it. No, it's not going to worry about it at all. So that's kind of where we're headed. We need something this big. I'm going to be honest, that's kind of where I want. And it's £500,000. So hopefully after we've produced all of our wheat and chucked it into the flour reserve, and we've started chopping out wood and we've started doing stuff, I'm hoping for £500,000 by harvest next year. So by, is it June in the next year, that's when I want to hit my £500,000, and then we can start looking at bigger equipment, and we can start going, you know what, I think I've almost finished my playthrough. Because the only things I've got left to do is just upgrade my equipment, really, buy a bakery, and then figure out all the other bits and pieces. So that's where we're up to. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. I know it's been a bit sort of like choppy, but there was no point in making one video of me planting a field for like 5 hours, or ploughing it for 4 hours, or whatever else I did. There was just no point. So hopefully you have kind of you've kind of understood like what goes into going from a established farm, which is what we had, that wasn't producing as much, to now a bigger farm, which we had to start again from scratch and use up all of our savings from our last farm just to get this off the road. Okay, so Until my next video, live stream, or whatever else I do on this channel, hopefully you've enjoyed this enough to actually subscribe, like it, and, you know, follow the channel. It would be awesome to have you here for the next one. And I'll catch you all later. And I'll say peace out, have fun, enjoy everything you guys do. And I will sit here and watch my wheat grow for the next year and then destroy it by cutting it down and turning it into flour. Until then, bye-bye for now.